What's poppin', Slick Block Mafia? It's your boy, D-Wize Gamer. Today we're going to be playing some more Divinity Original Sins Enhanced Edition for the Xbox One. Last time we were playing, we did quite a few things. We were going to talk to the dude who had a charmed orc that he claimed he was in love with. Then I decided it'd be better if we had a larger party. So I went to go and try and collect my core party members, being the Huntress and someone else whose name shall not be mentioned until we run into them. And on my quest to find companions, I ended up stopping by the mayor of Cyseal's house. And we're going to talk to that nigga, see what's poppin'. So without further ado, Slick Block, let's dive on into some Divinity.
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer then. Closer, huh? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you.
Tell me about yourself, Cyseal.
My elf? What elf? Oh, myself. I am Cyseal, mayor of Cyseal, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Cyseal through these difficult times. Yes, very difficult times indeed.
Tell me about the issues in Cyseal.
What?
I'm quite curious to what he thought I said.
Oh, you mean Cyseal? Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jake, and by source magic no less, weren't enough. We're also facing all sorts of brutish intruders.
Tell me about these brutish intruders.
The undead have overrun all but one northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches.
Damn them orcs savaging our beaches. Yes, beaches.
That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious sect or cult or some such, sticking its tendrils into the innocent, seven-fearing folks of Cyseal.
Who are the seven?
And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I rather foolishly sought. A weapon called the Staff of Pergamon.
Pergamon. Well, first things first, about Jake's murder.
Jake? Murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself. The Counselor and I have certainly had our differences over the years, but old squabbles evaporate under such circumstances. Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep her safe from the mob.
Yes.
As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit suggestive. But I've never had cause to suspect her of violence. Still, one never knows for sure.
True. So who's this Duke of Ferrol?
An all right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Cyseal is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor.
Tell me more about the undead in Cyseal.
What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Cyseal's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle.
You know what, man? You need a monocle or some glasses. I feel like that would fit your character better. What's this about a staff of Pergamon?
What now? You're speaking gibberish. Ah, you mean the staff of Pergamon. Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat, atypical to a government official.
It was Conrad, wasn't it?
Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me.
Tell me about the merchant.
His name is Conrad, captain of the Tides, a merchant ship still docked at the Cyseal harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved, if you don't mind.
Don't worry, fuck them niggas. What do you know about the staff itself?
Contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead.
Can you tell me more about Rivellon's secrets or sects?
Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics.
Yeah, bro. Tell me what sect that you rep,
Ah, you see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, well, rather more than nice, they occasionally, well, they,
Oh, they,
Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Cyseal's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists.
No, I said sect. Sect, not sex, nigga. The fuck you think I was asking you about? Ugh. I'm not gonna let you continue though, because you know, I like watching people make a fool of themselves. What the fuck's she doing? She laughing? Can you tell me more about your library? Do you have work for a trio of sailors?
No, all my clothes are in fine condition, thanks. I've been going to the same tailor for years.
I met your pet Maxine.
Maxine? What in heaven's name are you? Oh, you mean the mongrel that's always skulking about the place. I spent months trying to teach that worthless hound how to fetch, and it sat through every lesson looking at me as if I were an idiot. Man's best friend, my eye.
It's a cat. It's not a dog, it's a cat.
I've always been more fond.
Can you tell me more about your library?
Depends. What kind of berries are you interested in, exactly? Ah, the library. Yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Cyseal. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself.
Not just now, thank you.
Please yourself. Let me know if you change your mind. You won't regret it.
I will. I'll take my leave. Well, part of me thinks I should tell her. Quick save! I'm gonna drop this nigga.
Hey, stop that!
What did I do? But it failed. It failed miserably. Alright then, you gonna pickpocket him. Yet. You go over here though. No. Whew. I need both of y'all to go back upstairs.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? That depends. Ah, the library. Marvelous!
I can't still nothing with you just standing there. Leave. Okay. Nothing ever getting there, unfortunately.
What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Cyseal's crown. The beacon of culture and learning in our fair city.
Encyclopedia Demonium. I know it by heart.
Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom.
My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine, and she's got every speck of information about this place packed into her brilliant brain.
Yeah, tell me more about her.
Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. Ah, it brings a tear to my eye just seeing her here among her beloved books.
Rack. Mayhem.
Hey, man,
Key of Sadakandras. What
I'm gonna tell you this. I think you have an orc in your library.
to be discovered in this library?
What? Oh, yes. I'll be on my way back downstairs now. Please introduce yourself. I know Victoria will be happy to make your acquaintance.
I need something more advanced.
Mayhem.
The Encyclopedia Demonium. I know it by heart.
Ah, that's Victoria. Yep, and she too has quite the nice ass. And look at them horns.
This isn't the grimoire
Brief
I'm
history of
looking for.
sorcery still hasn't been returned.
The
Teleron will have to pay
Encyclopedia
it in the name
Demonium.
of Amun-Hor. I bid thee Tujda Getahal. Be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine.
Sure, we can be friends. We can be more than friends.
Yes, a key of Sadakandras. What
We
nonsense.
can be bennies.
The Encyclopedia Demonium.
Who are you, madame?
Know it by heart.
I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeness isn't exactly striking, is it?
Nah, you look just like him. I can tell by that nice green skin you have.
And the first edition too. Most
You must take after your mother. More than anything, though, was the way that you talk that reminds me of your father.
When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Cyseal toward the sea.
too. Most promising.
The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amon Hor, dear Cyseal was among the gathered crowd, and he took pity on the exiled infant that chance had put in his way.
Yes, tell me more.
I know it by heart.
He raised me like I was his own, this kindest of souls, taught me the language of men, their customs and their letters. Thus, I became the city's librarian, a position I uphold with no small diligence and pride.
Most promising.
Cool.
No. This
May take a book
Indeed you
in
may.
the library.
The wisdom I here hold is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that you return the books you borrow so that others may enjoy them too.
I'll take my leave finally.
the lesser
She's
key
lumbering.
of Sadakandras.
But I like her.
Nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
He who smelt it
A volume of poetry.
beat some metal scraps into shape. If you got making a makeshift piece of armor, swing a hammer around. That's the way to do it. Leave throwing hard-earned gold around to the elves.
Volume 1, Volume 2. But where has the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
No. This isn't the grimoire I'm looking
I mean,
for. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
nope, not at all. He who smelt it. Wait, what?
Place this book here.
Oh, he who smelts it. Rumor has it that orc smiths make their great axes with 2 pieces of steel. Most men couldn't carry such a large weapon, let alone swing it, so few attempt the forging process. 2-headed swords can be crafted in a similar manner by using twin pieces of iron instead.
No. This isn't the
A steel sword, long as a man is high, it takes quite the broadsword.
Media Demonium.
Rack.
I know it by
Broadsword to wield such a thing. Oh, I got 2-handed axe.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine.
The lesser key of Sadakandras.
Wait, Captain who?
Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Kaj'Dinor. Brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another
Lesser
fine.
key of Sadakandras. What nonsense. The pseudo-monarch.
Crafting and cooking with Maradina. A guide for urban and feral bachelors. Part 1, the bachelor's guide to crafting, because girls will put ribbons and bows on your clubs and axes.
The lesser key of Sadakandras.
Maradino, they all know it, whether you're lost in the metropolis or the untrodden wilds. A proper bachelor can craft all he needs to give words to survive an orc ambush or a singles ball.
Demonology for
The night is...
Let's have a look at some of Mardino's classics. A good arrow starts with a shaft. You can make your own arrow shafts out of main tree branches. All it takes is a knife. You create your own special arrowheads to really surprise the enemy. But we'll leave that for another chapter. If you think A dagger takes you too up close and personal to an ugly enemy's face. Try sticking in the end of a tree branch so you can poke them from a bit of a distance. That's a spear. If you're not the stabbing type, glue 2 branches together and you've got yourself a staff. That just got to cooking, because girls' dishes take ages and come with so many vegetables.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. Is there no new book to be discovered?
Maradino, the all-perceiving. Prepare yourselves for the most versatile dish around, one that I have dubbed the Cyseal pie.
Cache de Nord.
All you need is a wheel of dough and whatever toppings take your fancy. Flesh, fish, or the funny mushroom. Yours is the choice.
Media demonium. I know it by heart.
Urban bachelors, prepare your pie and slide it in the oven. Feral bachelors, prepare your pie and hit it over a little fire.
No, this isn't the grimoire.
You can go amiss with a Sicilian pie. You can't go amiss with a Sicilian pie. Sicilian, whatever.
I know it by heart.
The ultimate bachelor sustenance. Delicious smell may attract hungry, savage creatures. Mardino cannot be held responsible for the death of pie-baking fans. Or feral bachelors. Pie-baking feral bachelors. Here are some of Mardino's favorites. First off, prepare your dough. All it takes is some flour and water. This is your base ingredient for bread, but you can turn it into cheese bread dough with cheese, or Sicilian pie dough with fish, or even a pizza with pizza sauce. To make pizza sauce, just mash the tomato with a hammer, for all I care. Ha!
Terminology for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced.
Shopsy got cooking recipes in there.
The encyclopedia.
Secrets of the Scroll, Volume 4. A gifted mage is also a calligrapher and an author of composing his own scroll and even skill book. Before magical book is procured, however, an appropriate pot of ink and quill enchanted with pixie dust must be obtained. If you can find a quill, a wilted feather does the job. Magic ink pot and quill.
Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced.
Cache de Nord.
Pseudomonarchia
Brief
Demon.
history of sorcerers
The
still
first
haven't been
edition too.
returned. Fellow
Most
will have to pay
promising.
yet another fine.
Fun with fluids.
The lesser key of
Fahrenheit is an intimidating. Fahrenheit is an
know it by
fucking word. It's an intimidating plant. It was, after all, named after one of Rivelin's fiercest heroes. You can imagine what effects such a plant might have and mix into a potion. Woe betide he who faces a foe who hath
what nonsense. The Pseudomonarchia Demon.
crafted
Edition 2. Most promising.
That does have a propensity.
a phial of Fahrenheit. Whatever. Large constitution
This
potion.
isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. Most promising.
Though Cyseal borders have shrunk considerably
Princess
in modern times, ours was once an expensive kingdom of economic and strategic importance in the region of Andvale.
I need something more advanced.
Unembroiled in external politics, Cyseal was free to expand from sea to sea and to the border of Lucilla, forest, where legendary and mysterious magicians are said to reside.
What nonsense.
Why then did Cyseal fall? First, trade. As the old kingdom grew, Cyseal's port became less central to trading routes, but most importantly, Cyseal's history of a small homogeneous
Demonology for dumbbells.
population meant that its cultural importance faded as more diverse nations grew.
Pseudomonarchia Demon.
Capitals that featured elvish musicians and drummers thrived while Cyseal's trade stagnated. And still, Cyseal is a seat of significant cultural importance.
This isn't the grimoire.
Home of the last Source King, the catacombs of Cyseal are famed for their beauty and their supposed Paternal activity. Paternal activity.
Brief history of...
In recent times, the leaders of Cyseal are seeking to reinvigorate her economy. Fertile farmlands are being utilized to at full capacity.
No new book to be discovered in this library.
The incentivized sale of lands to experienced farmers. Cyseal's future shines bright indeed. With friends, if you ever tried consuming a pina mushroom, you know full well what manner of effect it will have. Most Rivolians mushrooms have some sort of effect on the human body, and their essence can be squeezed into potions to enhance their effects. Combining mushroom-based potions has a similar effect.
The Encyclopedia Demonium. I know it by heart. The grimoire I'm looking for.
Much like making love, comedy requires equal parts passion and delivery.
I know it by heart.
Fervor for the stage is not
Volume 2? But where's the third
enough. No, the truly successful comedian will study the details of their craft.
little legs in the night?
No.
Through countless long, lonely nights in preparation for his rendezvous with the audience. Compiled within this volume are some of Rivion's finest funnies, and to make a granite statue grand. During a Jordan funeral, the bearers of the cast actually bumped into the wall.
Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom?
Hear a faint moan. They open the casket and find out that the Jordan woman inside is actually alive. The entire funeral party rejoices, and a joyful tear springs to her husband's eye. The Jordan lady lives for 10 more years and then dies. This is another funeral for her. At the end of the service, the bearers carry the casket as they're walking.
Something more advanced.
The husband cries out, "Watch out for the wall!" And an elf and orc
Discovered in this library.
Volume 2?
show up in the Hall of Echoes. At the same time, the orc says he froze to death, and the elf says he died of a heart attack.
In the night.
How did that happen? Asked the orc. The elf replied, "Well, I came home and thought I heard my wife in bed with someone else, but when I searched the house, I couldn't find anybody. I was so stricken with remorse of wrongly accusing my wife.
By heart.
Of infidelity, I had a heart attack and died on the spot." "Jeez," says the orc, "if you open the icebox, we'd both be alive right now."
Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs
This
in
isn't
the
the
night.
grimoire I'm looking for. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum.
So the orc was fucking the elf's wife?
Promising.
Cache de Nord. Brief history.
What?
Hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay.
How big
Fine.
The less
was the elf's wife? Have you seen male orcs? They're fucking humongous. Even female orcs
new book to be discovered in this library.
are tall as shit.
With the blushing bottom. Ständigen. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things new, doesn't she?
Every 10 years, the Elvenwood priests in the High Monastery are allowed to break their vow society to speak 2 words. 10 years go by, and it's one priest's first chance. He thinks for a second we're saying food bad. 10 years later, he says bad hard. It's the big day. A decade later, he gives the head priest a long stare and says,
Demonology for
Esmeralda
dumb.
does have
"I quit." "I'm not surprised," the Elven High Priest says. "You've been complaining ever since you got here."
The first edition too. Most
I
promising.
thought they only had a few words to speak.
Cache de Nord. Brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another
That's
fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 words. 8 words.
Ugh, what nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Done with fluids.
Where's the
The
third
lesser
one gone?
key of Salacandras. Ugh, what
Sometimes I think these
nonsense.
books sprout little
The
legs in the night.
Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. And the first edition too. Most promising.
The philosophy of death. Let us briefly discuss life and death, the great opposites, the great equals.
Princess Buttercup.
Death is greater than life, so saith the priest, for in death comes the gods' just reward. But if this be true, whether the reward shall be the souls of heaven or the agony of hell is decided during one's lifetime, and therefore life is much greater than death, whereas the decision maker,
Cache de Nord.
This isn't the grimoire.
Brief history of
one of those who care not for the gods, who question the afterlife, the existence of deities, life is life's own goal, they say. Oh, I sentiment I echo, and that even priests would do well to heed. But oh how often does doubt assail those, oh my God, these revelers of life. How can does fear approach with the creepings of the shadows, so great becoming the looming horror of death? It's looming horror that death becomes larger than life, and death becomes the greater force. Forget the promise of gods, I say, but defy the fear of oblivion as well, for only if life and death becomes each other's equals can the philosophy of death become one of life.
Promising.
Death is the instigator of faith and fear, but only if you let it be. So if you can gaze into its obsidian eyes, knowing it is the be-all and the end-all, but fear neither,
Place this book here.
then shall you have reached the shores of wisdom. So saith Nemris. Wait, Nemris? Oh.
The lesser key of Sadakandras.
Never read that book in my PlayStation play.
The encyclopedia.
Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure I have a propensity for all things naughty that I want to do to you. Shoot. So you keep walking around here like that, God damn it. You don't know. You don't know this sword on my back ain't me overcompensating for nothing. Alright, I'm just used to wielding long, heavy tools.
Mayhem.
Is there no new
Alright.
to be discovered in this library?
Shoot. Oh my God. You don't even know. You don't even know.
1, Volume 2.
Little mama, I could rock your whole world.
Shut so. Sometimes I think
Look at them horns.
the legs in the night.
Fucking best things to grab onto.
What nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Too bad I can't romance people up in this game. You best believe
Princess Buttercup with the black.
I'll be romancing the fuck out of that orc.
Esmeralda does have a propensity for
Literally.
things naughty, hasn't
Demonology
she?
for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more.
The adventurer fields God.
Pseudomonarchia.
Any old kitchen knife can be carved into a deadly dagger after the right amount of time or on my anvil.
Oh, rack. Mayhem.
Okay. Superior dagger.
The lesser key of Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense. The Encyclopedia Daemonium. I know it by heart.
Place this book here. A volume of
The
poetry.
experiment of the traditional drama Genesis of Cyseal is commonly performed in the local theater. Most Sicilians and even a few foreigners are amply, you know what? I think that was called Sicilian pie. I don't know what I was calling that shit.
Promising.
I think it was like Cyseal, I don't even know. A few foreigners are amply familiar with the tale and refuse to tolerate the deviations from the script most known by heart.
Daemonium.
The story goes of two adventurers, some lovers, two,
Fashion bottom. Stecken.
Cyrus and Celia, sailed west from Pharaoh, knowing not whether they would find land on the other side. They took with them sufficient provision for 5 months of travel, but only during the last week of the 6th month did they land. And upon the land, they would come to call it Cyseal. Oh, shit. Celia, enough, Cyrus. I can't take another moment aboard this death barge.
Does have a propensity for
I'm starving and I'm sick. Will we find no safe refuge from our travels?
The pseudomonarchia.
Cyrus, my gosh, could it be? There, look!
Tradition 2.
Celia, what is it? Are we out of fresh water? Is there a leak in the hole? Cyrus, look, Seal! There, beyond the mist, it's land! Land, my sweet land, at last we shall call it Cyseal.
To be discovered in this library.
These books sprout little legs in the night.
Alright, time to quick save. About to be grimy.
The
Volume
lesser
1,
key of
Volume 2.
Sadakandras.
Where has the
What
third one
nonsense.
gone?
Still all.
Monarchia Daemonum.
Sometimes I think these
The
books
first
are about little
edition
legs
too.
in the night.
Most promising.
Alright, now we're gonna talk to this guy, alright? That's. Real quick save again, because.
The lesser key of
Necessary.
Salacabras. Omnes autem mali daemonis quam.
Volume of poetry among novels? Urak! What mayhem!
What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these boatmen of Cyseal. Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken, for you hardly resemble the local fisherfolk, which, incidentally, is a compliment of copious dimensions indeed.
Yes, I can believe you on that one. I've met some of these fisher folk, as you put it, and they're all rather boring. Often repeating the same thing the other guy said. And I think that's just something about Sicilians in general.
Who placed this book here?
No, a source hunter. That is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure in the company of man. But it may just be to our mutual advantage to join forces nonetheless.
Volume 2?
Why would you want to join forces?
Simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course.
Oh, Jehan. We called him John.
These pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy.
So Jahan is a demon hunter. So we have a huntress of the forest, a wild stalker.
A brief history of sorcery still.
And we have Jahan, the demon
I'll
hunter.
have to pay yet another fine.
The infant. No. I like that goddamn orc. Victoria. I think that's her name. So every time I see her on the screen, I just can't help but just stare in awe.
Volume 1, Volume 2.
And have you seen her teeth? My nigga, those teeth!
Shut so.
And that tail, that
Little
tail.
legs in the night.
That fucking voice. That's like the best part of it all. She has such a beastly, monster, overpowering presence. And then she speaks like a fucking angel.
The night
God damn it, if my character was a tiefling, he'd be all up in that.
blushing bottom. Ständig.
Continue.
I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated, body and soul, long since.
Hajdenor.
That's true. Demons are very tricky, my friend. I can believe that.
Turned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine.
This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. The calculus of wizardry I offer you, the might of the magician's mastermind. On one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions. Give me your word on this, and I'll weave you spells.
Very well. There will be no deals with demons.
Speak before your turn. I, for one, am not ready to make that promise.
Why? Why the fuck would you not want to make a promise against making deals with demons? You had a problem with me talking to a rat that called itself the Rat King. And doing quests for it, and yet you're certainly okay with me doing quests for demons?
Who placed this book here?
I don't believe it.
Oh, simple souls. devils, oh, doomed spirits, what tangled web. The Source Hunter. Have you come to your senses?
Yes. Yes, she has.
Source Hunter. Have you? Why? Simply because you hunt Source, and I... No. This is a sentiment I'm on one condition.
Very well. There will be no deals with demons.
Agreed. Nothing good ever came from bargaining with those devils anyway.
Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose, and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery, into the depths where demons dance. Gladly shall I follow you into the abyss. Onward, blood and triumph await.
Okay, so here's what we're about to do. We're going to try. We're going to split, 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 split.
Volume 1, Volume 2. But where has the third one gone? Shatsu, Kajdinar. Brief history of sorcery still haven't been returned. Peleron will have to pay yet another fine.
There we go. I'll take that. Alright, that took me a while. But yeah, I'm going to end it here.
Kajdinar.
We got our 4 companions. We talked to the mayor. We got some suspects. We got some quests. We found wifey.
Volume 1, Volume...
Yeah, there she is.
Where has the third one gone?
Wifey.
Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the
She's
night.
fucking perfect. So I'm going to end it here. Next time we go talk to the dude who charmed an orc.
Kajdinar. A brief history of sorcery.
If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like and comment. Tell me what part of the episode you enjoyed.
2. But where has the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
If you did enjoy this episode, leave a like and comment anyway. Tell me how you think I can improve so you enjoy your future viewing experience. This is D.W.G Gamer with Slick Block Mafia. Subscribe to join Slick Block.
Place this book here. A volume of poetry.
And deuces SBM. D.W.G is out. Peace.